I think all the indie brands sat down, had a meeting, and decided that 2025 was going to be the year of banging neutral eyeshadow palettes. We do have another one to discuss. So if you want to see the just announced Artificer palette from Fantasy Cosmetica, then just keep watching. If this happens to be your first time on my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. Highly recommend subscribing to the channel, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm back. I got my tooth extracted. I didn't really give you guys too much of a heads up about it, but I've talked about it so much this past summer. I was having tooth problems. Turns out my tooth was cracked. I'm still getting used to my smile without my tooth, but I just can't really justify the cost of an implant right now. And I don't want to get a bridge, so we're just gonna be toothless for a while until I figure it out. But I'm so excited with this new palette from Fantasy Cosmetica, and they're also coming out with some singles, so I do have that with me as well to show you guys. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Artificer palette. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it sounds like a person that gathers objects. I don't really play video games, so I don't really know, but I love this color story, so I just want to go ahead and show it to you. Tinkers, crafters, alchemists, and blacksmiths, artificers build, create, and destroy. You can find them in their shops toiling away late at night and out in the battlefield eagerly testing their new inventions. So this palette will launch on November 20th at 9 a.m. Pacific. The palette's going to retail for $39.99. The single shadows are going to be $14.99 each, or you can get all three for $39.99. So the entire toolkit I showed you guys is $22.49, and the pan remover tool, which is that silver thing that I was holding, I think that alone retails for $14.99 if you want it. They also have some fun bundle deals, so you can get the full collection for $99. There's also a mystery palette for $49.99. This will come in the Crafter's Journal palette, and it'll be 12 mystery shadows that are curated. And then $49.99 for a mystery palette curated with 12 shadows, color story, and the Crafter's Journal palette, and it'll include all three Artificer singles. So lots of bundles. And then they're also going to have a Black Friday sale. We'll talk about that a little bit after I show you everything in this collection, but I want to show you guys swatches of this palette. So let's look at that real quick. Okay, all these swatches are gorgeous. So Alloy is a silvery shade with no real base to it. Super pretty, like silvery white color. Alchemy is a split pan. So we have a half that is more of a duochrome. It's got like some fun red and green glitters, and then the other side is more of a shimmery metallic. So both are very opaque, but there's a difference. And then my fourth swatch on my arm is them kind of mixed together. And then we have Tinker, which is my favorite kind of terracotta brown shade. Transmutation is a yellow gold. Infusion is kind of that coppery silvery shadow. Craft is a neutral brown. Acid Etched is a green kind of holographic shimmer shade. Inscription is a dark brown shimmer, and then Build is a dark brown matte shadow. Okay, now that you saw the swatches, I really wanted to swatch these singles live. I feel like $39.99 is a pretty hefty price tag for three singles. I mean, that's over $10 a shadow. So I'm a little bit curious to see what these all are. And I'm just going to swatch them in the order that I have them in here. So the first shade is going to be Stygia. It's a really pretty holo looking shade. So let me go ahead and dip my finger in here. Ooh, this is pretty. It's so holographic. I hope you guys can see that. Ooh, so smooth. So it looks like a black base with tons of like rainbow sparkle shadows. Really pretty. The next shade I have is called Adamantine. These all feel like holo shades. So this one is more of a rainbow shifty shadow, and the base looks more like a yellow gold. Oh my gosh. And then the last shade I have is called Damascus, and this one looks more coppery brown. These are so pretty and they're so smooth. Yeah, so this one is a coppery brown, still holo, but the middle shade is the one that I'm seeing like the most rainbow reflection. These are very, very pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, I zoomed you guys in. Hopefully you guys can see these, but look at how sparkly and reflective they are. Oh, I don't know much about the cost of how much it is to make these, but I feel like they're priced pretty reasonably for how sparkly and shifty they are, especially this middle shade. I really, really love how sparkly it is. Okay, so this is the single palette that is empty, or you can buy it with the 3 singles, or you can get it curated with some single shadows as well. So very fun option from the brand with their new collection. So yeah, that's just the overview on this launch. I just wanted to show you everything. I was gonna throw this into my multiple palettes video, but I feel like since it's a new release, it would have been kind of odd, and there's multiple parts to this, so I didn't want to throw it in with just showing you guys palettes. So hopefully this is helpful to somebody out there. Now I'm going to zoom you guys in so we can do a quick neutral look with this palette. Okay, so I do have my makeup kind of started, but I'm so excited to play with this palette because the color story is so pretty. And you guys know I love the shade Tinker is my jam. This could even be a solid palette for me during the holiday season because I know I'll be doing so many things. My kid's birthday is coming up. We're having like her birthday party this weekend. It would have passed already by the time you see this, but I do love wearing neutrals. Just depends on my mood, I suppose, and what we're getting up to. And I usually like to match my clothing. So if I'm wearing something neutral, I like to have a neutral look. Sometimes I like to have a fun multi-chrome on my eyes. So it just kind of depends, but I just really love Fantasy Cosmetica's eyeshadow formula, so I know that I can rely on this palette to perform well, and you can see that right now in front of your eyes too as I'm just blending this beautiful terracotta shade all over the crease and on the lid. So pretty. I would put that split pan on there too. That one's such a beautiful color, but we'll see. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to take a little bit of Craft on the same brush, and I'm just going to use that on the outer perimeter of my eyes, just kind of helping blend. That's such a pretty color as well. So warm. If you don't like warm eyeshadows, you're not going to like this palette, but that's okay because they do have a more cool tone neutral palette, so it just kind of depends on what your flavor is. Okay, I was planning on using a shimmer in this palette because you would buy this entire palette versus the singles. You can pick up whichever one you feel like. So I think I'm going to use Acid Etched, which is so cool. It almost has like a green shift to it, so I'm very curious to see how it's going to look on the eyes. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to deepen up this look, but I want to see where we go from here. So picking that up on a clean flat brush. Always want to give my eyeshadow a nice spray. I'm going to leave a little bit of room in case I want to add a lighter shadow at the start of this look, but how pretty is that? It's like a green gold, very like sunken treasure kind of color. Like been sitting at the bottom of the ocean for just a little long that the seaweeds kind of started growing on it kind of vibes. I am so tired, you guys. Oh my goodness. I feel like I zonk out. Like I'll sleep well at night, but man, it just never feels like enough sleep, you know? Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow gold shade called Transmutation because why not? I'm going to just flip my brush because it's so flat. And I'm going to spray that. And I'm going to put a little bit here at the start because why not? Again, not to sound like a broken record, but this color combo was my jam before I really got into doing colorful makeup. Like the Urban Decay Naked palette was my favorite palette. I hit pan on the original, and now you couldn't beg me. You couldn't beg me to put that palette on my eyes. Well, I guess technically you could beg me. You could beg me to put it on my eyes because I wouldn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but this is so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay, so I do want to deepen it up just a little bit just to see, But first I'm gonna line my waterline, and I think I'm gonna use a brown eyeliner. Had to use my favorite brown eyeliner. This is Rich Chocolate from Milk Cosmetics. They just launched 2 new colors of this formula with their Edward Scissorhands collection. And I want them so bad, but I'm trying so hard not to spend money because I feel like I went so overboard during the Sephora sale. So yeah, I'm gonna wait. Hopefully they don't sell out, but I really, really want the new colors. I'm just gonna use this lethal brush and I'm gonna smudge this out just a little bit, and it gives like a nice depth there. So I'm gonna go into, what do I want to use in the inner corner? I feel like the obvious choice is the shade Alloy, so let's start there. I always like to grab my inner corner shade on my brush and pop it on before I go in with the eyeshadows, because otherwise the colors all get mixed up. So I'm just going to put like a good amount there, a little white moment. I think I'm going to go into Craft first, and I'm just going to run that in the lower lash line and slowly start blending outward and up. Same on this side. I just like to follow that natural line and start blending. Just keep doing that a few times back and forth, and then I'm going to go into the shade Build, which is that dark brown, and I knew I was going to be pigmented, so I was trying to go in with a gentle hand, but take my little blending brush and just kind of blend. Take a little bit of Craft and just kind of help out here. Yeah, this is a very good pigmented brown shade, so, and I think I went a little too far in with it on the other eye, so oopsies, but that's okay. I feel like I need to do an updated favorite neutrals palette video. I need to clean this up here. It's gonna bother the heck out of me, but look at how pretty that is. Okay, so I'm gonna throw on some mascara, blush, highlighter, mascara. Did I say mascara already? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna finish up this look and I'll be right back to show it to you. Give you guys some thoughts. Oh, actually, should we throw on a little bit of my favorite holographic shade from the Singles palette? Should we do it? Why not? Why not? It's probably gonna make it look a little bit crazy, but oh, that's pretty too. We got 3 shadows on my lid now. It picked up so nicely too. Wow. These might be some pretty neutrals. If you're a neutral lover, ooh, look at how pigmented they are. I got a little bit on my outer corner, but I can just blend that away. But how pretty. Okay, I'm gonna stop now, but I'll be right back to show it to you. Okay, friends, here is the finish look. Oh my gosh, the countdown to my haircut is on. I've been waiting for months to get my hair cut because it's the only appointment I could get, and it's finally next week. I can't wait. I think when you're seeing this video, I'm getting my hair cut the next day or something like that, but I'm so excited. I'm like super contemplating like a mom chop and like going like bob, but I'm also like, people literally pay money to get extensions to have long hair. So am I really done with it? I have no idea. You guys know me. I talk about this all the time. I'm so sorry. I'm so indecisive. Anyway, I love the look. I would totally wear this to like go to the grocery store or brunch or just to like hang out with my family, run errands. This is totally my vibe. I did use a bunch of stuff from my Shop My Stash. I've been telling you guys I need to refresh my Shop My Stash practically like months at this point, and my goal is to try and film my Shop My Stash update after I finish filming this video, which might happen in a couple of hours because my babysitter is about to come back and she's gonna need to go. So I'm just gonna film this one video and be happy with the time I spent, but I'm wearing a bunch of stuff from my Shop My Stash, so watch that video to see what I have on. I did throw on this liquid lipstick from the Cosmic Beauty collection that they recently did. This is the liquid lipstick from that collection, and it's like such a pretty like cool tone brown color. I thought it would go really well with this, but yeah, everything is pretty much older products that I've had for a while that I just wanted to play with, and I put in my Shop My Stash for like the end of summer. So yeah, now that we've talked all about that and I've pretty much told you nothing, let's go ahead and look at some of the other Fantasy Cosmetica palettes that I have that I thought I would just do little side-by-side comparisons in case you guys wanted to see. So I did grab the Bard palette. This one isn't really a neutral palette, but I thought that some of those like warmer mattes might be similar. So I just wanted to show them to you side by side. I do love the Bard palette. It's so cute. My favorite Fantasy Cosmetica palette I still think is the one from like last holiday that they did. I'm totally blanking on the name. And then this is the Fighter palette. This is kind of like the cool tone neutral palette. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, if I had to pick between these two, I would definitely choose the new one because I just love these warm neutral colors so much. I know some people just love cool tones, and so now you have an option depending on whichever camp you're in. And then I did grab the Monk. This one is also like a more yellowy palette, but just wanted to give you guys an idea in case you're on like a low buy and you're like, do I need both of them? I think that if this is your first time getting into Fantasy Cosmetica, or none of the palettes I showed you caught your eye, but this one is, I would say this is a really good one to get because they're my kind of neutral tones, warm neutrals, and the formula is awesome. So that's pretty much my review. As far as singles go, you guys know I don't really collect a ton of singles just because I prefer an eyeshadow palette format. I'm curious to know if 2026 will see more singles because I feel like everything's a cycle, right? Fashion is a cycle. Things I wore when I was a teenager are now back in style, and I feel like it's the same with makeup too. So I feel like 2016 makeup is coming back and people are really into colorful palettes again, or it seems like it, but I also have a feeling in 2026 we might see a lot more singles come out, and I just don't know if I'm ready to leave my eyeshadow palettes behind. I do prefer an eyeshadow palette, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, you do have options. And obviously I didn't use the toolkit today, but I'm excited to have that in a emergency and I need to press something or repot something. That'll be so handy. I feel like that review was really short and sweet, but really that is a stunning palette. Love the color story and the formulas were so easy to work with. So I have nothing bad to say about it. I've had really good luck with Fantasy Cosmetica, so I'm very happy to have received this palette from them. Now, just a reminder, the palette launches November 20th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 11 a.m. Central Time. And then they did send me their Black Friday info, so it says the sale will run from Thursday, November 20th to Monday, December 1st. So this palette will launch, I think, at the same time as the sale starts, which is nice because you can just place one order. And my affiliate code will stack on top of the sales. So my code is KH Makeup. I'll put it on the screen for you guys as well. Palettes and bundles will be 20 to 50% off. So you could potentially be saving like 30% on a palette, which is so nice. Lip oils and lipsticks will be 60% off. Single shadows will be 50% off. Perfumes are going to be 30% off. Brushes will be 10 to 40% off. And nail polishes will be 25% off for the sale. Then the only thing that is excluded from the affiliate codes will be the Enchanted Autumn collection. Both items and bundles will be 35% off. 12 pan palette, the 5 lip balms, and the Whispering Woods candle. And then the Witch's Familiar palette will also not be on the sale, and the collection, so this new collection, is also not going to be part of the sale. And you will get a free brush with orders over $75. So yeah, that's kind of their sale info. If I feel like it, if I'm determined enough, I'll type all that up in the description box for you guys. Otherwise, I'll try and leave a timestamp so you can rewatch the sale information if you need. But I feel like Fantasy Cosmetica always has a really good sale. I'm really not mentally prepared for Black Friday right now because I feel like I just got done shopping the Sephora sale and I'm working on just getting all my holiday stuff together for the kids and stuff. But how is it November and I feel like I'm behind? Like, you really shouldn't be that stressed, but also it feels like things sell out so quickly these days. So Who knows, but let me know what you're looking forward to picking up for Black Friday, if you have any sales that you're waiting on, and let me know what you think of this collection. I personally think it's super pretty, so thank you to Fantasy Cosmetica for sending it my way. I hope you guys have a great day. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to support the channel for free and check out some of my other videos. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye for now.